My favorite city for business travel is Nashville, Tennessee. Warby Parker is based here in Manhattan, but we opened a second office in Nashville. It's just a really vibrant culture. Recently, there have been just burgeoning industries coming up in fashion, arts. Got great restaurants, bars, and there's just a ton of energy in the city in general, and it's just a really fun place to visit. You know, you could blindfold someone and put them in East Nashville, take off their blindfold, and they probably think they're in Williamsburg or the Mission in San Francisco. A lot of people that historically might have ended up in places like New York, San Francisco, LA, are planting roots in Nashville. Because you have these emerging industries in the art world, the food world, music, but you're also able to have an amazing quality of life. Nashville, even though geographically it's not that big, it's a pretty easy city to navigate. You have a real downtown with modern skyscrapers, but then very close to that you have a neighborhood like Germantown, which was populated by European settlers in the 1850s, and now you have a lot of those buildings and warehouses that are converted into modern cafes and restaurants. One of my favorite spots in Nashville is Pinewood Social. It's a really cool restaurant. There's actually a bowling alley in the back, and so I think it's probably the first time that I've had a business meeting in a bowling alley, but it represents I think kind of this melting pot of culture in Nashville and all the opportunities that the city represents. I think Nashville also has some great outdoor spaces. Centennial Park, which actually has a full-size replica of the Parthenon, which is pretty interesting. Clearly the home of the Country Music Hall of Fame, the Grand Ole Opry. You have the honky tonks on Broadway. You could go to the Ryman Auditorium, which is this really historic venue, and see some of the best bands in the world, whether they're country, rock, hip hop. I think there's just a different pace of life, and things aren't quite as hectic in Nashville. People are really content to have a balance between work and life.